Trustee Berger?
Here.
Trustee Zalick?
Here.
Trustee Puzzoloni?
Here.
Trustee McCarthy?
Here.
Mayor Severino?
Please stand and join us in the pledge. I pledge allegiance
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the March 17th, 2025 Village Board meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Guthrie, seconded by Trustee Zalick. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie?
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo?
Aye.
Trustee Berger?
Aye.
Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee Puzzoloni?
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy?
Abstain. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the special workshop meeting on March 17th, 2025?
So moved?
Second.
Moved by Trustee Frusaloni, seconded by Trustee Anselmo. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie?
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo?
Aye.
Trustee Berger?
Aye.
Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee Puzzoloni?
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy?
Abstain. Listening post, and I just want to remind people, as provided in the Opens Meetings Act, the listening post affords members of the public the opportunity to present concerns or comments to the village board. There can be no debate during the listening post, and the village board cannot respond to questions. If you want to speak, please make sure you're signed in, and we try to keep that to 3 minutes or less, please. So the first thing we're going to do is a proclamation for the Sikh Awareness Month, and Trustee Anselmo has asked to read that.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Whereas Sikhs have been living in the United States for more than 120 years, and during the early 20th century, thousands of Sikh Americans worked on farms, in lumber mills, and mines, and on the Oregon, Pacific, and Eastern Railroad. And whereas Sikhism is the fifth largest religion in the world and today, there are more than 25 million Sikhs worldwide, and an estimated 500,000 Sikh Americans and 25,000 Sikh Illinoisans. And whereas Sikh Americans make rich contributions to the social, cultural, and economic vibrancy of the United States, including service as members of the United States Armed Forces, and significant contributions to our great nation in agriculture, information technology, small businesses, the hotel industry, trucking, medicine, and technology. And whereas Sikh Americans distinguished themselves by fostering respect among all people through faith and service. And whereas the village of Carroll Stream seeks to further the diversity of its community and afford all residents the opportunity to better understand, recognize, and appreciate the rich history and shared experiences of Sikh Americans. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Mayor Pro Tem Matt McCarthy, and the Carroll Stream Board of Trustees, DuPage County, Illinois, in the exercise of its home rule powers, does hereby proclaim April 2025 Sikh Awareness Month in Carroll Stream, and encourages all residents to take time to appreciate the many contributions Sikh Americans have made to the success of our nation.
Trustee Anselmo, their certificate is there, so you can go present it to him. Why don't you guys come up and take a picture with all of us first, and then we'll give you a moment to speak.
Can you remove his jersey first?
No, he can stand next to me. That's fine.
Oh, come on back here. Come on back here.
The jersey is on that side. I like his jersey. The jersey's on that side.
Yes, okay. Stand right here. And if you want to go and stand next to Trustee Zalick there. There we go.
Perfect.
Thank you very much.
There we go.
All right, we'll take the picture in 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Do you want to speak?
Yeah, I signed in, so.
First of all, my name is Satnam Singh Mago, and I've spoken here before, so I would like to thank the board for accepting us again. This is very important, and I want to share a little bit about my faith. So the Sikh faith started about 500 years ago. The word Sikh means student, so we are commended to be lifelong students, which means that we are to learn things and unlearn things. It's a constant process. It's a lifelong struggle. So it started in 1469 through the teachings of our founder, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, and he was a radical. He actually went against his parents from an early age. His parents were of the Hindu faith, and they were of the merchant class. But what triggered him was he was going to be involved in a ritual that only men could participate in. He had an older sister, and he asked his parents, "When did my sister do this?" They said she didn't because she was a woman. And he said, "Therefore, I will not do this because my sister came before me, and it's unfair that I do this and she doesn't." So then another instance happened later on where he was away from home for 3 days. Sikhs have many different stories of where he went. But bottom line is he came back home and he said, "There is no Hindu, there is no Muslim. For everybody, there is just God." So he believed in a society that doesn't value caste, race, religion above anybody else. We're all equals. And then thirdly, in maybe the 1480s, his father gave him 20 rupees to start a business, and he saw some people on the street that were hungry, that were starving, and he decided to use that money instead to feed them, because he thought that how can I profiteer off of this money as a upwardly mobile person when there's people that are suffering and starving. So one of the reasons why the Sikh faith is misunderstood in this country is for obvious reasons. The Islamophobia that happens in this country impacts us, not just, it impacts all brown people for the most part, regardless of their faiths, and it's unfair. But ultimately, what commands me in this is that we, as a Sikh faith, will never throw another community under the bus because we don't believe ourselves to be superior to any other community. But one thing that happened to me when I was 5 years old was my turban was knocked off my head, and I have long hair, and the kids for a whole year, they laughed at me, pointed at me, called me a girl, this, that, whatever. And it was a sixth grader in my sister's sixth grade class that did it. But I got justice, and that kid was suspended. So I understood from an early age that justice can happen. So I didn't turn bitter, and I decided I will fight for other communities. But what if we can educate our kids so that they don't see that sick kid and bully him and knock his turban off the head? So this is why we do this. We explicitly are anti-proselytization of our faith because of our history of forced conversion. We believe religion is freedom of and freedom from religion is a choice. It has to be. So we do this because we don't want our kids to be bullied through misunderstanding. And I appreciate this because what I will tell you is that this does make a difference. And for the children that look like me, just a simple education of who we are, then they can showcase with the beauty in our faith that we actually believe food is a human right. You go to any gurdwara in the world, our temples, and they will serve you food regardless of who you are. So I thank you for letting me share this and how important this is that we can actually have a voice at libraries just simply so people understand who we are. I'm not trying to convert anybody. If they want to be an adopted Sikh, more than welcome, but that's who we are, and we have to educate people on that basis. So thank you.
Thank you very much for coming in. Next during the listening post is John Menino.
I love to come and speak when there's friendly people in the room, so appreciate you guys having us. This is Joe, the CEO of DDSP. It's a Distracted Driver Safety Program. The township, which you know you guys are involved with, Milton Township, is currently involved in signing a contract with the Distracted Driver Safety Program due to the fact of the major issues that we have with this texting and this recent injury that happened with over several months. of people getting hit by distracted drivers. I didn't really even realize until I met Joe, and he said, you know, if you only open your eyes to it, it'll start popping. I don't want to put William on the spot, but Bill, you've seen it where you don't realize what's going on until you're active in the police or anything else. This happened where he opened my eyes to seeing people that do this. You don't realize, and then you go, oh my gosh, these guys are texting and driving and they're weaving, and now you got massive issues of accidents and everything else. There's a way to solve this problem with this distracted drivers program, and it's a safety program that people are latching on to fast. And this goes as far as the Secretary of State. So it's starting right here because this is where Joe is from. Well, he's from Wheaton, sorry. Carroll Stream's much better, I promise. But anyway, I love the people that are here and they serve. So this is important to all of you. You're sitting on this board for one reason, because you care about your community. You care about the safety of the community. And this is going to be a major, I don't even see it nationally, I see it internationally. Reason why I'm not letting Joe speak very much is because I only got 3 minutes, but the reason why I'm here is to set up a meeting with you guys where we can sit and talk about this later on. Not to put any deals together, because there is no deal to be made. This is a free program. This costs the township nothing, this costs the state nothing. It is literally to get the people to recognize all the red light cameras that you see out there. What do? People know that they're there, and what do? They abide by it. They abide by that right there. But they know once they get past that, then they can kind of screw around. This is going to be a revolutionary. I know I only got 30 seconds left, so I'm just going to say this. There are going to be people out there not policing, because we have the police for that, but there's going to be people watching. We're all cameramen now with these new phones. This is just a one step up that's going to really bring it home to the safety of these children, the parents, the people, including the commercial drivers. This is going to really make a big impact. Now, the township, of course, was able to get under contract right away, and it's just to alleviate the pressures of, hey, this is in our town. So I'm just going to end by saying I hope to see you guys very soon, and I'll also share the contract with you, Bill. So anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you for listening, and more to come on this program. So appreciate you guys having me tonight, okay?
John.
All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Up next on the listening post, Jim Slanker, along with James and Sherry, supporting the parade as members.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, trustees, village staff, and fellow residents. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you tonight. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Jim Slanker. We're long-term residents here in the village, and my wife and I have a fondness for creating memories, especially for families. But tonight, I'm here to talk on behalf of the Carroll Stream Parade Committee and share some exciting news about updates to this year's 4th of July parade. Though it may not feel like it, because I don't know if you've noticed, was flurrying with snow just a few minutes ago. This year's Independence Day parade is less than 3 months away. Time flies, and before we know it, we'll be celebrating America with one of the most cherished traditions in the village of Carroll Stream, the Carroll Stream 4th of July Parade. First and foremost, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the village staff and the village trustees and mayor for their unwavering support over the years for the Carroll Stream Parade. Your dedication and commitment make this beloved tradition a reality. A special thank you goes tonight to the trustees and mayor for officially signing up.
And clerk.
And clerk, I apologize. As Liberty Level sponsors in our new sponsorship program for the Carroll Stream Parade. Your generosity and enthusiasm truly exemplify the community spirit that makes Carroll Stream such a wonderful place to live. The 4th of July Parade is without a doubt the highlight community event of the year. Nothing embodies the essence of Americana quite like a parade filled with patriotism, music, and the collective joy of families, neighbors, and friends coming together to celebrate our nation's independence and birthday. Over the years, the parade has always received tremendous support from the residents of the village and local businesses. But now we want to take that one step further and create even more involvement and engagement from our wonderful community. That's why the Parade Committee has developed the formal sponsorship program, a significant step towards ensuring this cherished tradition continues to thrive. The sponsorship program is designed to allow participation from organizations and businesses of every size, as well as individual residents who want to contribute to the parade's success. By being formal parade sponsors, groups, businesses, and organizations have a unique opportunity to gain tremendous visibility among the thousands of people from Carol Stream, as well as the surrounding communities, who come and watch and participate in the parade every year. It's important to note that the parade is fully funded by donations. Unlike many other parades, we don't charge an entrance fee for people to participate. This ensures inclusivity and accessibility for everyone who wants to be part of this amazing event. The funds raised through our fundraising and sponsorship programs go directly for paying for the bands, professional entertainers, and other exciting elements that make the parade a vibrant and memorable experience. What makes the sponsorship program even more exciting is the opportunity it opens and provides to create an exceptionally amazing parade to celebrate next year's semi-quincentennial of the United States, also known as our 250th birthday. If anyone is interested in learning more about the parade, whether as a participant or finding out more about sponsorship opportunities, please don't hesitate to reach out to a parade committee member or email sponsorship@carolstreamparade.com. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. And finally, once again, I want to express my deepest gratitude to everyone who has supported the parade throughout the years. Your enthusiasm and generosity are what keeps this tradition alive and thriving. Let's continue to make the Carol Stream 4th of July Parade a celebration to remember. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jim. And actually, Trustee Zalick specifically asked if he could present our sponsorship to the Parade Committee.
You did dress appropriately for it.
People were looking at me, I'm like, with the snow, but Sherry or James, do you have anything to add? I mean,
I just want to say thank you for your support. I mean, being our first official sponsor and being so generous, we really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. You won't see any extra Halloween decorations.
yeah, I don't want to see any new extravagant
I'll hand
Halloween
that directly to
decorations.
our treasurer. So I don't have
We're
to
all on
send it.
film.
Thank you very much.
Picture?
Absolutely. You guys come up here.
All right. We'll take the photo in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Thank you.
Can I really like a picture?
Make sure it was counted correctly, because we did give it to Zayla.
Well, you say it, I'm not.
So just to let everybody know, these donations, these are personal donations from each, the clerk, the mayor, and the whole board. This is not something that came out of village funds. This is something we chose to do to show support for the parade, because you guys do a fantastic job, and we're always excited to see what you guys have planned next. So thank you very much.
Some of that was my toll money, so I got a free car.
So you're gonna get more tax.
Okay, moving on the agenda, we do have, need a motion to open a public hearing for our annual budget for the 2025-26 fiscal year, beginning May 1st, 2025.
So moved.
I second.
Moved by trustee Frusaloni, seconded by trustee Guthrie. And this, the public hearing is officially open.
Should you call the roll?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Trustee Guthrie?
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo?
Aye.
Trustee Berger?
Aye.
Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni? Aye. Trustee McCarthy?
Aye. Now it's officially open. Do you want to, do I need to mention that it has been? You should. The public hearing notice has been posted in a newspaper. And if anybody has any comments or concerns or questions, feel free.
And the only other thing is the budget has been on the village's website for requisite period of time. Plus.
With no questions or comments, I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
I make a motion.
I'll second that.
Moved by trustee Zalick, seconded by trustee Anselmo. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie?
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo?
Aye.
Trustee Berger?
Aye.
Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni? Aye. Trustee McCarthy?
Aye. Do you have a motion to establish a consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Anselmo, seconded by trustee Frusaloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie?
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo?
Aye.
Trustee Berger?
Aye.
Trustee Zalick?
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni? Aye. Trustee McCarthy?
Aye. Madam Clerk, all yours.
Certainly. Staff reports and recommendations. Award of a contract to Dell Technologies for replacement of 67 desktop computers in the amount of $98,495.36 in accordance with Chapter 5, Article 8, Section 5-8-14F of the Carroll Stream Code of Ordinances.
Yes.
Yes. Approval of an alcohol concession agreement with the Carroll Stream Rotary Club to provide beer, wine, hard lemonade, hard seltzer, hard tea, and vodka cocktails containing 5% alcohol at the upcoming 2025 Summer Concert Series and Fall Fest at the Ross Ferraro Town Center.
Off.
That is
Off by
pulled-
trustee Berger.
Pulled off by Berger, trustee Berger. All right, ordinances. An ordinance authorizing the amendment of the annual budget of the Village of Carroll Stream for the fiscal year ending April 30th, 2025, to provide expenditure authority for items that were not previously anticipated or incorporated within the originally approved budget.
Yes.
Yes. That is ordinance number 2025-04-12. An ordinance adopting the annual budget of the Village of Carroll Stream in the amount of $68,708,260 for the FY26 fiscal year, beginning May 1st, 2025, and ending April 30th, 2026. The proposed budget was compiled over the last several months and has been reviewed with the village board and public over a series of workshop meetings that began last February.
Yes.
Yes. That is ordinance number 2025-04-13. Resolutions. Resolution for improvement under the Illinois Highway Code, Old Gary Avenue reconstruction in the amount of $940,278.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3411. Resolution accepting partial public improvements and reduction of security for public improvements for the Villas of Fair Oak subdivision from $1,161,386.60 to $233,673.35.
Yes.
That is resolution number 3412. New business, reappointment of Chuck Danko to the Police Pension Fund Board for a 2-year term expiring on April 30th, 2027.
Yes.
Approval of a sound amplification permit and waiver of the fee for the Carroll Stream Park District for their sporting events and mini golf at McCaslin Park from March through November 2025.
Yes.
Approval of a raffle license and waiver of the fee and manager's fidelity bond for the Glenbard North Illinois Special Olympics Basketball Clash of the Titans game on April 11th, 2025.
Yes.
Yes. Payment of bills. Regular bills, March 18th, 2025 through April 7th, 2025.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Addendum warrants, March 18th, 2025 through April 7th, 2025.
Yes.
Treasurer's report, revenue expenditure statements and balance sheet for the month ended February 28th, 2025.
Received.
And that concludes the items on the consent agenda, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem.
Thank you. Is there a motion to place those items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by trustee Guthrie, seconded by trustee Frusaloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick. Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye. Is there a motion to approve these items by omnibus vote?
So moved.
Second.
Moved by trustee Anselmo, seconded by trustee Zalick. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Aye.
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye. We do have one item that was not on the consent agenda. It was pulled off by trustee Berger, H2, which is the alcohol concession agreement with the Rotary.
Yeah, I just felt as a Rotary Board member that I should not vote on that, just to avoid any conflict of interest.
Thank you,
That's
trustee
all.
Berger. Do you have a motion to approve the alcohol concession agreement?
So moved.
Second?
Moved by trustee Anselmo, seconded by trustee Frusaloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Berger.
Abstain?
Trustee Zalick.
Aye.
Trustee Frusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye. Report of officers. Trustee Guthrie.
Yes, sir. Like to say congratulations to all of the people that were running in the race for April 1st in the election. A lot of good people were running, some good people lost, but I want to commend and compliment everybody that put their hat in the ring because I think you're all winners. Just when the moment you said, I want to run, you got my vote and you got my respect. So congratulations to everybody who ran. Specifically, congratulations to my fellow trustees who ran as well, Matt McCarthy and Jeff Berger. Congratulations. And then I also want to mention that, on a good thing that happened over the week, that one of the neighbors had questioned why there was a lot of dirt, a lot of mess in one of our lakes, and he expressed the urgency to clean it this weekend. And he reached out to the Facebook page, Ideas for a Better Carroll Stream. I saw it, and we responded, and on Saturday, we had 8 neighbors clean Mitchell Lake, the north and the south. And we were able to take out 11 very, very large bags, 2 bikes, a big frame, something. But it was just the community coming together and just doing right for Carroll Stream and making it better, which was really cool. So with that being said, I'd just like to commend the neighbors who did that. It was Eduardo, Eddie Mascara, it was Dan Bird, it was Tony Valine, Sean Mendick, Rebecca Diaz, Jonathan Schwartz, and Bill Failing. And that concludes my report. Mayor Pro
Thank
Tem.
you. Thank you, trustee Guthrie. Trustee Anselmo.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Piggybacking on trustee Guthrie's report, April 26th, from 9 to 11, Friends of the Great Western Trails will be doing a cleanup along Gary Avenue and St. Charles Road. So you can sign up at friendsofthegreatwesterntrails.com. However, I went to the website when I got here tonight and it didn't work. So go to their Facebook page and you'll be able to find information out there. This past Saturday, my wife and I picked a few streets for the Rotary Club Community Food Drive. And you probably received a few blue bags on your mailbox. Probably some fell off. But please fill those with non-perishable food items. We will be picking them up this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you did not receive a bag, you can drop them off directly at Glenbard North High School. And wishing everyone a early happy Passover, happy Easter for those celebrating. And I ask residents to please slow down when you're driving through the neighborhoods. That concludes my report.
Thank you, trustee Anselmo. Trustee Berger.
Thank you. I'll just say ditto on the Rotary bags rather than repeat all of that. I want to give a shout out to the parade committee. Just the how, I want to say aggressive, but that's a bad word, it seems like, but diligent, how diligent they've been with keeping up the fundraising and keeping our Fourth of July parade great. I've always enjoyed our parade, and I just love the job that they're doing with that, so that's been great. And I would also like to wish happy early Passover and a happy early Easter, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Berger. Trustee Zalick.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Matt McCarthy. First off, I also too want to thank the Fourth of July Parade Committee members that were here, Jim, Sherry, and James, for their ongoing efforts to trying to make every year better than the last. And I think they'll be successful because I see a lot of restaurants. If you see a restaurant to go to eat, you got to eat anyways, so might as well be local, and then it'll contribute to the Fourth of July parade. I want to thank Chief Cummings and the officers from our police department that participated in the Special Olympics Polar Plunge. They raised $3,500. It's a worthy cause where our department and other departments get with the community, and they raise money for, like I said, a worthy cause. Also, being a police officer, I know we had public comment about being on the phone, and it is crazy how many people are on the phone while they're driving. Truck drivers, cars, I mean, just stay off the phone. It's not worth it. Text when you get to your destination. Just stay off your phone for the safety of you and other motorists around you. I also want to congratulate Carol Cadle for being selected Police Officer of the Year by the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. Like I said, was a police officer, and I worked alongside Carol, and she is great. She does so much for our police department and for the community, so it's so deserved. So congratulations to Carol. Also congratulations to Sergeant Kelly Lally. I was a detective with him. And he's retiring, and the department's going to lose a very, 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 just a great asset. So I hope he does well in his retirement, because it is pretty green on the other side of the fence. So you will enjoy retirement. And then I just want to keep our first responders and our military in our thoughts and prayers. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Zalick. Trustee Frisloni.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I want to give a shout out to two of our schools that invited members of the board to attend presentations and or to speak since our last board meeting. 2 weeks ago, like 26th, oh, actually, darn, it was on my birthday. J Stream Middle School, Dr. Nauertz, Advanced Humanities 6th grade class did presentations. Myself, Trustee Berger attended along with a couple of members of either the administration from District 93 or their school board. These kids took on some really challenging topics, anywhere from how to deal with AI in the education, specifically related to education from a student standpoint to a teacher standpoint. We learned a lot about post-pandemic financial concerns they had, some of the other ones. There was like 25 different presentations going on at the same time, so we were trying to jump around to see a little bit of each of them. But basically, the students had to pick a topic, research it for the last couple of months, and then they had to present their topic with a PowerPoint presentation that supported whatever their argument or whatever their hypothesis was, and the kids did an amazing job. I commend Dr. Nauert because each one of those students took this very seriously. They were dressed very nicely, like they were giving a business presentation. So congratulations to the 6th graders. It's always great to be invited to that. And then on the 27th, Trustee McCarthy and I got to talk to, at Cloverdale, the 5th graders from Mrs. Easter and Mrs. Kimes' class, and we were talking about, they just got done with their units on government, and we got to talk to them about how they can contribute to a healthy democracy. So they've covered what 3 branches of the government were, and they asked us what branch of the government that we were, and we had to think for a minute. We did answer it correctly, we verified with the teachers that we answered it correctly. But they asked a lot of questions about with the upcoming elections. They asked what the election process was. They asked really good questions about how things relate within the village to them. We did get to plug the food drive and challenge the students to, because the schools are going to be collecting for the food drive, to bring in something, some kind of an item. I suggested that they bring in their favorite snack food, because there's going to be kids that are going to, from their school, from their neighborhood, from this town, that are going to be receiving food from the neighborhood food drive. So why not have some fun treat that they can have in their lunch or for after school? And I think we saw a couple of light bulbs go off where it made sense that now they wanted to get involved in bringing food. Want to also thank the community partners for the food drive. It's not just going to be the residents, although a lot of it's going to come from the residents, but a lot is going to come from the schools. The fire department helps with collecting, police department helps with collecting, the library, the park district. This really, truly is, if you've never seen this event, it is amazing. I have not checked the weather. I don't want to check the weather, because yesterday I went out without a jacket on, and today it was winter again. By the way, to our Public Works Director, Brad Fink, happy belated birthday. Again, ordered up great weather for you yesterday, and then the snow came back, and I'm sure it had something to do with Trustee Berger saying the S word in April. Other than that, I just want to wish everyone a happy Passover, happy early Easter, and please slow down. It's light a little bit longer now. Kids are very anxious to just be out of the house. They're getting ready for school to end, so please just slow down when you're driving through the neighborhoods. And with that, I will end my report.
Thank you, Trustee Frisloni. Our clerk, Julia Schwarzy.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. So, as everyone said, congratulations to all the re-elected and the newly elected officials in the room and in our community. And just a reminder that everybody does have to submit a statement of economic interest as an elected official by May 1st, even though you also did it as a candidate. You still have to do a new one by May 1st. If you don't do it by May 1st, the county clerk will come after you with fines. And then by May 31st, if you still haven't submitted, you can be removed from your position. So just remember that's important. Also, I just wanted to recap the voter turnout for this last municipal election was 21% this year. Throughout DuPage County, 21%, which sounds really low, but it's a little bit better than 2021, which is a little bit better than 2019, which is a little bit better. So 2019 it was 15%, 2021 16%, 2023 was 20%, and then we're at 21% this year. So it's good. I think we're, as a board, we're starting to encourage our friends and neighbors to vote a little bit more. So that was actually not a bad turnout for this election. And other than that, just want to say shop and dine Carol Stream.
Thank you. Our village attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. So the legislative session is moving along. Only got about a little over a month left. I just wanted to let everybody know, the Illinois Municipal League on their website has a page and a listing of all of those bills that have been introduced into the hopper, are still alive, and are all unfunded mandates for local government. So I would encourage everybody to take a look at that, encourage the residents to take a look at that and see the fact that there's an awful lot of legislation that requires local governments to spend money without the state providing any of that money for the action that needs to be taken. The website is iml.org. It's on the legislative page, and it's right there. You can't really miss it. And you'll see the number. There's, I think, about 155-ish, if I'm not mistaken, something like that, bills that are still there and that are going to chip away at everybody's local government budgets. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
our village manager, Mr. Holmer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem. I'll be brief. I want to recognize Police Records Clerk Cheryl Luce, who retired last week after 17 years. Congratulations to Cheryl, and I thank her for her service. Tonight, the village board passed the FY26 budget. I want to commend staff for putting together their fair shares of the budget, but especially recognize Finance Director John Patek and his team, who really does a heavy share in that budget process. So thank you to John, and that's the end of my report.
Thank you very much. First off, happy early Passover and Easter, and thank you for the six for coming in as we read the proclamation. The parade committee does a fantastic job, and the one nice thing about our parade is it feels like a local parade versus a whole bunch of politicians running around and waving, vote for me. There's a lot of people, local people in it, and they do such a good job of putting it together. So I do want to thank them. I wasn't here 2 weeks ago, so I didn't get to give the final of our bags tournament. But I will say in 2 weeks, Mary Frusaloni is going to have an announcement, because we're actually going to do it officially on Thursday when we hand out our donations. Last year, we gave away $86,250, and that was by far a record year. People ask me, I said 70 grand, I'd be over the moon with. So $94,250 later, that's what we'll be giving out on Thursday. It stopped at $92,250 at the end of the tournament, and then a few more trickled in, and then Linda and I decided to round up to make sure everybody got a substantial amount. We're gonna, all 5 food pantries that service Carol Stream, Violet's Kitchen, Breakfast with Babies, both Bloomingdale and Carol Stream Parks Foundations, the Knights of Columbus, the Dominic Savarino Foundation, of course, American Cancer Society. Who did I miss? Tiny and Tall and DuPage Animal Shelter, and the Rotary Club. Jeff, you could have thrown that out there. Okay. We'll all be sharing in that. The American Cancer Society will get $35,500. Besides that, I'll leave the rest of it up until Thursday when we let each of the recipients know what they're getting. If everybody in this room had a big part in our success again, the staff night was unbelievable. The Tiny and Tall night, the Rotary night. We had a Park District night versus Carol Stream versus Bloomingdale. That was a fantastic night. We did a night in honor of Bobby Savarino, which was an unbelievable night. And adding these things brought more people. And the one thing, some people would come in and say, you know, I didn't get what was going on here. We want to be more involved next year. So we're very excited to say we will be we'll become a 501c3 on our own. We will still support American Cancer Society, absolutely. But this way, it's just cleaner and it will work out better and gives us just a couple more abilities to even go after some grants. So we're working on that. I don't know how long it'll take. Mr. McNeese is actually helping us with that, thankfully. So that's a really good thing, but everybody who is involved, from the sponsors to the players to the people who just showed up to everybody who donated, to the unbelievable committee we have, to hit that number in year 9, that puts us at roughly $380,000 we've donated, because every registration or raffle ticket sale that comes in, every dime of that gets donated back out. And then we got a few new surprises coming up. So that'll be a lot of fun as we build towards year 10 next year. And again, more than anything, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being involved in any way, shape, or form. It means the world to all of us, and thank you. And that's the end of my report. We are going into an executive session. No action will be taken, and we will adjourn from that meeting.
Correct. We are going in for 2 reasons: deliberations concerning salary schedules for 1 or more classes of employees, Section 2C2 of the Open Meetings Act, and collective negotiating matters, Section 2C2 of the Open Meetings Act.
Would somebody like to make that motion?
I would make that motion.
Second.
Moved by trustee Anselmo, seconded by trustee Frusaloni. Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Guthrie.
Aye.
Trustee Anselmo.
Aye.
Trustee Burden.
Aye.
Trustee Zare.
Aye.
Trustee Brusaloni.
Aye.
Trustee McCarthy.
Aye. Adjourned.